for my lovely 5D mystics and educators, and those who empower each other with the human, spiritual, and spirituality elements, with grown-up emotional adaptability, so flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, stable, because you have an integrated brain, or you do move towards it. So when your emotions come up, whether you have a handle on them or not yet, you're able to, emotions, I'm not going to make decisions in a charged state. I'm going to calm down, and I'm going to use my left mode, my verbal, to have inner growth as my conversation, using mind, sight here, right? So sensations, images, thoughts, that feelings that come up, what is going on? And you have inner reflection. Mind, sight talks about inner reflection. So you're with your consciousness. We got secondary and primary. You're with your secondary as you're contemplating. Okay, so 5D mystics, this is a group of people that know how to use their brain, and they want to. And they know how to use their body, and they want to. What's the body? Nervous system, embodied brain. So sensations that arise are not my enemy. Nope. But here's the thing. Adaptive children, they ignore the overwhelming feelings. And what I mean by ignore is that they go into survival defense mode and don't say, wait a minute, I was just reactive, and then get curious. Because the reality is there's more that is beneath the surface besides the trauma memory. You have charged states, and that's memory from the same ages of those charged states. So there can be overwhelm, uncomfortableness, and those basic emotions without you having had experience with them as a mature person in a healthy household environment. As Patrick Tiahan has pointed out, people who have childhood trauma are disconnected until they begin doing work, either with awareness through research, or with their therapist, or a combination, or holistic, or all. So this is where for 5D mystics, this equals you're not falling for the, there's energy vampires, dark auras, I'm anointed, no. A 5D mystic knows this is not what's happening. This is not a competition. So functional adults talk about their feelings with each other. Partners, solo poly, solo mono, whatever it is that you do with your partnerships. But the part that is most important is there's chit chat about what's arising versus let me be reactive and then that's it. I'm always going to be reactive. And it's not like let's make a list of what you can't do. That's parent talk. So people have parents as their partnerships and relationships. They're not 5D mystics. These are people who need to treat each other with gloves and hands and lists. And again, there's groups for a reason. And that's why we have our lovely 4D, 3D, and other soul age groups. What I wanted to honor before we keep moving forward are the 5D educators, because they bring people together and they are from the scientific community. We do not, in fact, go against science. We do not treat it as a belief system the same way we don't actually use belief systems with our consciousness journey. We use words, 5D mystics, but we're not like, you have to follow the list of rules of whether it be tarot, Akashic records, you name it, Reiki. There are many different aspects of the entire sphere of holistic metaphysics, esotericism that I have plenty of experience in. And it's very funny because when I heard about, you should not cross your legs when you're reading tarot, I'm like, pretty sure that's not going to disconnect me from the energy field. And in fact, I actually laughed in my head about it when I think of moments where tarot is beautiful. So yeah, 5D mystics need a 5D tarot reader, which is why I'm trying to figure out how to do a setup so I can support y'all with that type of guidance, because 4D readers are getting really back up and in their butts about energies that are around versus being excited. So let me honor our 5D educators, because that's what we are here to talk about for a minute, and our lovely mindful relationships. So people who are functional adults, when we have adaptive children, we will know it because they will not want to build a secure connection or a secure attached connection. They will have ways that their instincts with their anger will lead them to make safety behavior trauma responses. That's very straightforward. So we don't actually impose on any person twin flame, soulmates over soul. This is why there's a difference. 4D talks about soul contracts and souls contracts ending and karmics, and they objectify relationships And they actually do what is called separation consciousness, versus realizing not only the special gift it is to be able and have the collective consciousness and to know we're all one oversoul. They somehow forget that. And when I hear people who actually follow specific types of guidances, though I know they're not in the Enlightenment Soul Age group, they're in the other relationship societal. So there's reasons why people won't move out of those 3D, 4D bandwidths and other soul age groups. And that's why, again, 5D mystics need a 5D mystic reader and a 5D mystic someone, and to create a group of us together so that we can use information from our lovely sphere of metaphysics, esotericism, the in-between, in an effective way together, versus become what we already know is out there. We got flat earthers. We got people talking about people as meat eaters. We got conspiracy theorists all over the place. You know, we got people who are very rigid. These are all adaptive children modalities. Rigid, harsh, unforgiving is not the inner well-being or optimization of the human brain. Humanly speaking, you can have integration of the brain only if you work with the emotion, which is your energy sphere, which is your nervous system, is the first step. Your body is going to do whatever it can to keep you safe. So if you can't sit with your sensations, or you disregard your sensations, now how many people do because they watch the movies who show them how to behave exactly like an adaptive child will, and to disregard that if you are looking at a grocery lady who you think is looking at you, and you all of a sudden insult them or basically think something that, I mean, as a teenager, granted, we all will have that type of black and white thinking because it's square. We get taught it. As you grow up, you actually, if you're expanding, obviously, realize they didn't look at me because somebody's going to say, they're not looking at you. The world doesn't revolve around you. You know how many grown-ups? I'm 43. I have met many men, women. Theys I have not met yet personally, but even theys I'm sure, who will know how not to think somebody's looking at them and to have an emotional reaction just because that's, again, that 5D plane. Automatically a grown-up emotionally and mentally will notice that it's egoic to think somebody's thinking of you that much and to sit in your brain and ruminate. So long story short, though, there's a lot of other soul age groups that instead follow the bandwagon of stereotypes, overgeneralizations, and keep modalities of behavior around because they follow their leaders, who they want to copy, by the way. And they follow their leader because the leader is the superhero against the supervillain, and they're rescuing them, and there you go. They found their ideal parent, or their ideal partner might be their ideal partner, but it's a parent. Let me idolize, and they do that with subject matters and a lot of other things. 5D, we don't do shit like that. No, it's information. That's it. No pedestal. Don't matter who you are. You can be the subject matter expert of whatever you want. You can come down and say whatever name you may think. We're going to be like, yeah, excuse me, I'm a human. I have just as much validity as you do. There's no shame here. There's a love, book. That's all. And if it's not love, it's going to be like, you're not making a dent. I don't know why you keep trying to make me think something that my brain just, I don't know how to tell you again and again the same thing. That's Zen Masters for you. So when we meet 5D educators, we get excited. And one of them is lovely Sabine Hossenfelder. She just put up a video on how to do your own research and to do it right, though. And she explains why she does this video. And it's because physicists and PhD people make fun of the people who say, I've done my own research. And she shares, it's great that you can do your own research, and you can, because thankfully we have social media. Here, let me help you to do it the right way. And that's what it means to empower people. And that's what a flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, stable brain does. And that's where you find functional adults. And that's why when we have adaptive children who want to use the psych education with their anger, and they use words, and they come to us, and they say the hurt, no, they don't hurt us, and we won't say go and do your work. We're going to be addressing them with as much respect as possible, because that's what minds that are integrated, brain integration, and restored embodied selves do. Compassionate beyond a reason is a choice. It's our humanity and its infinite higher human consciousness potential as an experience that you can bring all on your own or with the support of good educators, trauma-informed educators, a lot of neuroscience, a lot of the science field in the open-minded way, of course.